Yo soy mago, desaparezco. Cuentas tan plenas. Muy fuerte como. Yay.
On September 4th, 2022, reigning world chess champion Magnus Carlsen sat down opposite the 19-year-old rising star Hans Niemann to play round 3 of the Sinkfield Cup, a prestigious chess tournament held in St. Louis, USA. What followed was one of the most shocking 24 hours in chess history, and with the chess world still reeling at the time of this recording, people want to know what really happened. But first, we need to understand the series of events that led up to this game in order to properly examine the events that unfolded in St. Louis. Norwegian-born Magnus Carlsen has been a dominant force in chess for well over a decade now. World champion since 2013, he rarely loses a game of classical chess, and going into his game against Hans Niemann, he was on a 53-game undefeated streak. Now Hans Niemann, on the other hand, was yet to even establish himself in elite chess circles, just a 19-year-old kid from the US with a dream of becoming world chess champion. But one thing Niemann does have on his side is a fervent hunger to dethrone Magnus, and this was on full display less than 3 weeks earlier, when the teenager defeated Magnus Carlsen in an online rapid play game, and when asked to comment on his victory, had only the following peremptory response.
Chess speaks for itself.
Now Magnus went on to win that mini-match, 3-1, but the tone was set there and then. Hans was here, and Hans meant business. But anytime Magnus Carlsen sits down at the board, he means business too, and he expects to win, especially when he's playing an opponent almost 200 points lower rated than he is, and he has the white pieces. And that's where our story begins, because Hans didn't get the memo. After just 13 moves of their round 3 game in St. Louis, the world champion was already squirming when Hans hit him with a brilliant and unexpected bishop move. Magnus was already worse, and burning through his allotted time to play all his moves, and that's a big factor in a game of professional chess. By move 21, things were even worse. Carlsen was now down a pawn and desperately seeking activity, but Hans wasn't giving an inch. He wasn't playing like a 26-88, his official FIDE rating. No, he was grinding Carlsen down like he was a 28-88. He was doing to Carlsen what Carlsen had made a career on doing to others. Carlsen tried every trick in the book, but Hans never let up. A positional masterpiece was rendered on the board, and Carlsen was left with no choice but to grimace, raise his eyebrows, proffer his hand, and thereby resign the game. So Hans had beaten Magnus, a triumph for the young man, and a moment to be celebrated. In the interview afterwards, he discussed the position, the various subtleties, and he even talked about how